at the challenger, Kitichai Preecha, who came all the way from Thailand just 3 days ago. Does this sound familiar? To fight a man many consider to be one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world tonight, his first fight on American soil.
Okay, let's go. Coming through. Coming through. Coming through, folks. Out of the way, please. Okay. I'll kill you. Okay, wait.
Preecha trying to work his way through the crowd there. You can hear them yelling, coming through. They can't see him. He's so small. Kitichai Preecha, not exactly a household name. He splits his time between boxing and kickboxing. Whether that's a help or a hindrance remains to be seen. Although most kickboxers rely more on their leg power as opposed to the arm strength and punching power, it may be all academic against a boxer the caliber of Lopez, who's been known to surgically dissect his opponents. Preecha is such a mystery. It's possible he has fought under several other names, yet somehow he is rated number 9 by the WBC. And now here's the champion, Ricardo Lopez, out of Mexico City, Mexico. The 28-year-old Lopez, an eye-popping record of 41-0, 31 knockouts, the longest undefeated streak among champions. Tonight, his 16th title defense, a title he's held since October of 1990. Makes it to the ring. We want to point out viewers at home might be experiencing some problems with reception, and that is due to the intense heat that we are experiencing here in the desert. But despite Lopez's ascent to the throne, an undefeated record over an 11-year period, he remains humble yet quietly confident. He's never tasted defeat as an amateur or as a pro. 81 fights. The fact that he's one of the supremely talented boxers in the world but doesn't receive the recognition he deserves, somewhat troubling to him, he says, but he doesn't lose sleep over it. He kiddingly told us the solution, saying he needs to eat more and become a heavyweight. All right, let's size him up as we check out the tail of the tape. Lopez, 6 years older than Preecha, who looks a lot younger than 22, doesn't he? Lopez is just over 2 inches taller than Preecha, the weight almost even the boxing minimum. And Lopez with the 3-inch reach advantage. WBC rules for this title fight. They'll use the 10-point must system, 3 scoring judges, no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. The referee or doctor can stop the fight. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell except in the last round. If an accidental foul occurs before the end of the 3rd round, it's a technical draw. After the completion of the 3rd, they go to the cards. Incomplete rounds is scored. So here at the Fantasy Springs Casino in Indio, California, we are closing in on the WBC Strawweight Championship. Ricardo Lopez and Kitichai Preecha. Let's get the introductions from our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to this, our co-featured world title co-main event of the evening here at the beautiful Fantasy Springs Casino. All brought to you by Don King Productions and La Cerveza Más Fina Corona Beer. This bout is sanctioned by the World Boxing Council, the President Jose Sulaiman, Supervisor Haig Collegian, along with the California State Athletic Commission, the Chairman William Eastman. Our judges scoring this bout from ringside, Marty Denkin, Barbara Pettis, and Jerry Roth. Introducing to you our referee in charge of this bout, we have Dr. James Jenkin. All right, fans, here we go with our co-main event of the evening, the WBC Strawweight Championship of the World, scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Introducing to you first the challenger on my left, fighting out of the blue corner. He is wearing black trunks and joining us all the way from Nakhon Si Thammarat, Thailand. He weighed in at already 104 pounds. His record stands at 18 wins, 2 losses, with 8 wins coming by way of knockout. And he is ranked number 9 in the world by the WBC. Introducing tonight's challenger, Kitichai Preecha. And his opponent across the ring on my right, fighting out of the red corners, the defending world champion, wearing white trunks with green and red trim, originally from Cuernavaca, Morelos, Mexico, now fighting out of Distrito Federal, Mexico City. He weighed in at the strawweight limit of 105 pounds. His outstanding record includes 41 wins, no losses, 31 big wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight he is making the unprecedented 16th defense of his title. Please welcome the undefeated WBC Strawweight Champion of the World, introducing Ricardo Finito Lopez. Once again, our referee in charge, Dr. James Jenkin, now to give instructions.
Okay, tell you gentlemen, high trunks. Low blow here, low blow here. Low blow, here, trunks high, here. Okay, obey my command, let's go.
Well, James Jenkin doesn't mince words as we get ready for the WBC Strawweight Championship. Although Lopez has never seen Preecha fight, he told us he knows he's strong, hits hard, saying all fighters from Thailand can take a punch. That is probably simply boxing diplomacy by Lopez. In reality, this apparently has the ingredients of a huge mismatch. Although given the general competition of the strawweights, almost every Lopez fight can be considered a mismatch.
And it's so hard to check those records. Everybody, and they keep such crazy records. This guy's also a kick fighter more than he is a regular boxer. By the way, have you ever seen a boxer look younger than that? You wonder whether his mother knows what he's out to.
Looks like he's cut class to come here, as you said earlier.
Well,
very difficult to authenticate Preecha.
The interpreter said that Preecha was going to come straight out, try and stay on the inside and crowd Lopez. He certainly came out trying, but it doesn't look like he has any pop in his punches. It doesn't look like he could hurt Lopez even if he wanted to.
Well, in our meeting with Preecha yesterday, he did not say one word, even in his native tongue. His translator did all the talking. Aside from the possible mismatch, we learned that Preecha didn't arrive here from Thailand until 3 days ago, 18-hour trip. That's just not enough time to acclimate on top of all the other problems against Lopez.
yeah, and against the finest fighter in the world right now. Well, what's left is for the audience to watch a master boxer in action and see what happens. Maybe Preecha gets lucky. You never know.
And not to mention the fact it's over 120 degrees.
I think it's dropping now. The sun is coming down. It's a merciful 100 some odd.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Al Roker.
You know, Freddie, my trainer, Tommy Clark, says no one ever gets lucky. If he threw the punch he meant to hit you, if you didn't block it, that's your problem.
That's a good philosophy, Bob.
Well, the translator said Preecha has seen Lopez fight on TV. That's it. That his strategy would be to attack from the outset, fight on the inside. That Preecha's a good boxer. His best punch is straight right. That's not a knockdown.
Well, he's certainly not scared of Lopez. He's in there battling.
He's going right at him.
Yeah, give the kid credit.
They say his last 3 fights were KOs, talking about Preecha in the black trunks. He's 18-2, 8 knockouts. He has been down. As Freddie pointed out, he has been a kickboxer, 30 kickboxing fights, 22-8. He actually participates in what's called Muay Thai, which is a no-holds-barred, very rugged version of kickboxing.
You would think that anybody who participates in Muay Thai has to be tough, has to be able to take punches, elbows, knees, etc. And the kid has definitely has a fight face. If you look at him, but he doesn't have any power with the right hand. Doesn't punch well like most kickboxers. They haven't been able to master power.
And Bobby, for being in that many tough things, his face is unmarked. I mean, has no marks on it at all.
He's fighting on the inside is Preecha, and of course the always elusive Ricardo Lopez able to spin away. Preecha going a little bit with the elbows there, getting the cautioning from the referee, Tim Kidd.
He's a fine technician, is Lopez. He criticizes himself when he throws a blow the wrong way, and he's so precise in what he wants to do. He sees what he wants to do, he executes, and if he doesn't, he's upset with himself. So he's something to watch. I mean, it's a thinking fighter in action.
You think I can hear the trainer?
Well, at least we're going to get past the first round. Now we're going to go into the blue corner, which houses Preecha and our translator, Samak Loenitna. We'll call him Sam for short. He'll help us out.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened yet. Put the body punch more. Yeah, just body punch more. Yeah, just body punch more. 2-3 times.
อย่าไปต่อยบนมากต่อยบนแล้วมันหลวมออกไปเข้าใจไหม
That is the top too much.
นะพัดอย่าตื่นเต้นค้างนี่เก็บตั้งซ่อนค้างไว้เนี่ยได้เสียนะรู้เปล่าต่อยอย่างนี้ได้เสียนะเราชนะได้แล้วต่อยอย่างนี้ได้เสียนะ
Go keep down, body punch.
นะก้อนเข้าแบบนี้ตอนแล้วใส่ลำตัวก่อนแล้วขึ้น
More body punch.
They want more body punching from the corner of Kitichai. Preecha. Lopez is ready to roll into round 2.
If you watch Preecha's trainer, you almost didn't even need an interpreter. He was throwing body combinations and ripping uppercuts and hooks over the top. So he definitely wants him to be on the inside, not the tail end of Lopez's bomb.
Universal language. Could have saved a lot of money on a translator.
Yeah, but everybody was talking in that corner. I heard more voices. Man, that was a confusing corner.
Lopez usually brings the whole package. Brilliantly displayed his wares in his last fight. Doubling up with the left uppercut, Lopez. That was against Filipino southpaw a la Villamor, a surgical-like performance. He came off with fractured knuckles in both hands, ankle problems, which occurred in his previous fight with Andy Tabanis. Showing no signs of his problems since.
He's a master of the uppercut. I mean, he really throws a beautiful uppercut, which is a great weapon if you know how to throw it, and few boxers do.
In his last fight, the win over Villamor, he slipped the jab and unleashed a vicious left uppercut that put the opponent on his back.
He's so calm and he never really gets unnerved. He just waits, he takes his time, he has tremendous patience, he's never in a hurry. He never lets anything shake him, and Lopez is just doing what he feels like doing when he feels like doing it.
See that little momentary defense, and he just stepped aside just enough to miss all those. He barely had to block it with his gloves. It's just beautiful the way the balance of his legs and the way he moves.
And with Lopez, every punch has a purpose, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like a scheme that he's on. Even his combinations seem like in a moment he hatches a plan and throws 3 or 4 punches. See the uppercut he just threw as the guy came in? How many people do that?
He's certainly not a one-punch knockout artist. He's very consistent and systematic, wears people down with punches like we just saw, the combination.
Well, I'll tell you what, Preecha's chin just got tested very well. He got hit with a clean right hand and uppercut behind it. Lopez spin him and hit him with another clean right. Chin ain't too bad.
For that baby face, that's one little tough tiger there. That guy is tough.
And you just saw the defense of Lopez also excellent. So elusive. He just does it at both ends, to put it in basketball parlance. He slips, he moves. And when he misses, he rarely leaves himself out of position to come back with a punch.
Is that an description of Rodman you just did? I watch basketball.
I just hope Lopez doesn't dye his hair.
I don't think he needs to do anything but fight like this to be a legend in Mexico.
He still idolizes Julio Cesar Chavez, but it was interesting. He told us Oscar de la Hoya came up to him, Lopez, and said, I think you're the best in the world.
He really has everything perfect. He boxes well, he punches well, he slips well, his defense, he has all the subtle nuances down pat.
And if you had to compare him to a baseball player, compare him with Joe DiMaggio. He does everything, and he's modest and quiet after the game, just like Gentleman Joe.
Headed to the bell.
Un gancho izquierdo al hígado preciso. Remata como estabas trabajando con Flachi. Con el gancho al final. Flachi una escoriación ahí muy pequeña. ¿No le puedo dar el jab? No, porque se agacha, pero vas agarrando tu ritmo y se lo vas a dar. Pues a tirar jab, derecha, gancho al hígado. Acabas de meter un gancho al hígado que se enconchó todo, gancho al hígado,
Lopez says he's just,
el gancho.
I can't hit him straight with a jab, and Nacho said he's bending over. That's why you can't hit him. So straighten him up with the uppercut and go to the liver.
Es un peleador vivo.
He said, this is not an easy guy, this is a live guy, Nacho said that. Go after him.
Look at the stance as Lopez is poised for round 3. Lopez graciously accepts instructions between rounds from Ignacio Spain, who has trained several world champions, but Lopez for sure is his own man. Oftentimes Ignacio will ask Lopez if he agrees.
Well, he is a student of the science, he really is. He studies films, he sees the great champions, and I don't think he can get anything from anybody. They can get something from him now.
Oh, see, the first thing he did too, he went to the body with the left hook, tried to take the right hand over the top, did Lopez. And right now, Preecha's showing to be a pretty durable young man.
Not bad for a guy who just came over from Thailand a few days ago, hanging tough against one of the best in the world. Lopez, who has fought in the shadow of Julio Cesar Chavez for years in Mexico. And in all due modesty, he now says that people in Mexico, the fans, the media now consider him the best Mexican fighter today.
I don't think there's anybody close to him. Look at this kid come on. I mean, he's fighting a gutty fight. He's coming on fighting a gutty fight. I like this kid.
You know, he keeps kind of a tight defense, gets in like a little turtle shell kind of defense and jumps up out of here, winging and wild, but trying.
Boy, he has no fear in his heart, I'll say that.
Preecha reportedly 18-2 with 8 knockouts.
And every once in a while, Bobby, he's getting clocked with right hands and uppercuts, and he takes them well. He has not been rattled yet.
You know, you watch Lopez when he moves offensively and defensively. He's always on balance.
Look at that. Oh,
there he goes.
There it is.
Combination by Lopez.
Always on balance, has the leverage. 4.
That's it. This kid is gone.
He is out. Forget about it. Round 3, it's over.
That's almost a parallel of the fight we saw before. Everything is going along nice, and all of a sudden this guy pulls the trigger. Bang, bang, bang. And
See, that's just it. That's what's so wonderful about him. He takes his time. He has patience. He never rushes himself or gets overexcited. He works. He goes back to the corner. He listens. He digests it. He goes out and does exactly what he needs to do to clean up.
And the moment that opportunity comes, he fires, Bobby. It's like a cannon. You just bang, off it goes, and that's it. And this kid was doing very well for himself. So, I mean, for all the oohs and ahs about a shaky record and just coming over, still, you got to give the little kid credit. Boy, he was not scared. He gave it all he had, and he lost to the best fighter in the world, so I don't think he's got too much to be ashamed of.
They have a pretty good accounting of himself, despite the fact that most thought it was going to be a colossal mismatch. And now, Ricardo Lopez, with 16 of his 32 knockouts coming in 3 rounds or less. Ricardo Lopez continues his 6-year reign as WBC strawweight champ. 16th title defense, a belt he's worn since 1990. Continues to have the longest undefeated streak among champions, an imposing 42-0.
He's one of the best I've ever seen to use a fighter's momentum coming in, timing him, and dropping him dead on one shot. Especially a little man like that with one punch power.
As we take a look at some of the action.
Here you see Lopez always got his hands up, working that right hand with that left uppercut. Look at that left uppercut. The leverage, the bounce we were just talking about. He delivered that left uppercut right down the pipe, set up with the right hand first. Here you see another look. His hand's always up once again. Throws a 1-2, steps under, bang. Right in between. I mean, he split those gloves perfectly. And I guarantee you, Preecha never saw it coming.
He may need a Preecha. The question remains now, where does Lopez go in terms of career challenges and self-gratification and the recognition that he so richly deserves? That all remains to be seen. Let's get the official time from our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 1 minute 46 seconds in round number 3. Our referee in charge, Dr. James Jenkins, stops the contest. He's the winner by way of knockout and still undefeated, still the WBC strawweight champion of the world, Ricardo Lopez.
Well, those inside the sport and, of course, serious fans of boxing certainly have the utmost respect and admiration for Lopez's skills. But because of his weight class, he continues to fight an uphill battle for more public acclaim. It's got to be a very frustrating situation. But apparently, a junior flyweight title fight with Michael Carbajal is in the works, perhaps for January. So that would be great to see. So it's 2 down, 1 to go. Coming up next, our main event as we take you backstage into the dressing room of Englishman Henry Akinwande, making final preparations for the vacant WBO Heavyweight Championship. He's unbeaten at 29-0-1 with 17 KOs. Former European heavyweight champion, currently ranked number 3 by the WBO, number 1 by the WBA, number 4 by the IBF. Tonight he meets a late replacement. Instead of WBO number 1 ranked Alexander Zulkin, who pulled out with a bad cut, he'll take on a totally different style in Jeremy Williams, who's rated number 4 by the WBO. That's coming up next, but right now we have post-fight interviews from our previous bout. Let's go up to the fight doctor, Freddie Pacheco, in the ring.
I'm asking you, with that baby face, did you think he was going to be that tough? ¿Tú crees que iba a ser tan fuerte?
Bueno, yo nunca me fijo en las caras. Me preparé muy fuerte para esta pelea, como de todas mis defensas. La número 16. Y sigo como campeón mundial del mejor organismo que hay, el Consejo Mundial. Y le doy muchas gracias a don José Sulaimán, que está aquí, permítame, porque me ha ayudado mucho en mi vida privada. Me ha ayudado mucho, igual que a Julio César Chávez, a todos los boxeadores que se le acercan a él.
All right, he said it doesn't surprise him that kid was so tough. He trains very well, and he trained very tough. He wants to thank Suleiman, who's right behind us, the head of the WBC, for the help he's given him in his personal life, as well as his ring life, as well as Julio César Chávez, who's a close friend, and has worked with him. Con un muchacho que viene con nada más 3 días de preparación, ¿qué tú puedes esperar que te resiste en este calor? ¿Quién te resiste a ti con eso? I mean, how are you going to expect a guy with 3 days of just coming over to resist the greatest fighter fighting in the world?
Bueno, yo siempre me preparo por si hace calor o hace frío, siempre subo bien preparado. Y una vez más, le agradezco a Don King que me incluya en estos carteles de él. Estoy muy agradecido con él, me ha cumplido lo que me ha prometido y espero seguir con él hasta terminar mi carrera.
He says, well, you take whoever they put in front of you. This kid gave him a good fight. He also wants to say he's grateful to Don King, who gave him an opportunity on this card, that he's going to be with him until the finish of his career. He may outlast you. You know, this guy may last for another 60 fights. He may outlast all of us. And so now we're going to see a replay, Don, of these 2 knockouts. Vamos a ver cómo lució. Tú me dices lo que tú ves, porque esto es perfección. La izquierda, dime.
Fue un cruzado de derecha, izquierda, derecha y el upper. Ya no alcancé a rematarlo. Fue un upper muy fuerte a la barba.
The uppercut was really strong. He said the right cross was good, but the uppercut was really strong, and he wasn't surprised that he went down. Vamos a verlo otra vez.
Sí, ahí va.
Izquierda.
Izquierda, la derecha y el upper a la punta de la barba. Fue fulminante.
And he said, well, that's what it was, a combination of the kind that he throws. First the left hand, as you saw, left jab, then the right cross, and then the uppercut. Picture perfect. We have been saying, Don, what a great uppercut he has, that he fights in such distinctive style. You have to go back to the 30s and 40s to see a guy throw an uppercut like this guy does. Te voy a decir, nosotros estamos comentando que el uppercut tuyo tienes que ir a los 40, a los 50, a los boxeadores de esa época para ver una cosa tan perfecta como tú lo tiras. Otra cosa, tú escuchas muy bien a la esquina. Another thing, you listen very good to the corner.
Sí, trato de obedecer y conforme lo que yo voy viendo en la pelea, pues lo voy haciendo poco a poco.
He said, yes, he listens to Nacho in the corner, and as he sees the fight developing as Nacho predicts, then he does what he's told. So it's a perfection of the corner telling him the right thing, him being able to execute it, and then unquestionably the talent of this man may be the best fighter fighting today, Don.
He's a great fighter. He's a tremendous asset to boxing and to myself personally. We wanted to move up now and fight the Carbajals in 108 and 112 even. he's got to move up to 105 because they can't find the competition for him no more.
You know what, I compared him, if this was a baseball player, I'd compare him to Joe DiMaggio for the courtesy and niceness that he has outside the ring and the brilliance that he's got inside the arena. He's like Joe DiMaggio used to be for the Yankees.
He's a real charmer, Ferdy. He has great class, sophistication, and dignity, and he can fight. And he delivers punches and bunches. You see the beautiful combination, the artistic style in which he delivers them. The Willie Peps and the guys of yesteryear, you see these type of combinations coming up with this young kid here.
¿Cuándo tú quieres pelear otra vez?
Cuando Don King me diga.
I asked him, when does he want to fight? He says, whenever you say. He's ready to go. Is Tyson too soon?
He's great attraction. He's a great attraction.
Es muy gran atracción. Está muy agitado contigo y con mucho respeto, como tú eres el mejor boxeador del mundo ahora. Así que, congratulations por todo. Congratulations on another good fight. That was a nice little...
The WBC has allowed him now to drop the gauntlet to fight anybody. Don't
All
give
right.
an organization. He dropped organizational ties now. He can fight anybody.
We like that. We like that.
WBC.
Yeah, we like that. Let's go on to Steve Albert and Bobby Ches at ringside.
All right, thank you very much, Ferdy. He really is a modest, classy, humble guy. Talking about Ricardo, not Ferdy. Let's get real. But what do you think? I mean, against a Michael Carbajal, which they're projecting in January, where do you see that fight? Lopez versus Carbajal. The first time Lopez could finally get his name up in lights, so to speak.
He does everything so well, Steve. It's just so hard to say. Carbajal may be a little bigger and a little stronger, but this kid can use that against Carbajal. He can offset it. Great moves, excellent defense. Doesn't get hit clean very often. Boxes, takes his time. He shows incredible patience, excellent timing, and overall skills are superb.
It really is.